What is up, thrill seekers? Today I am talking about Maverick at Cedar Point. This is going to be my full review on it, so yeah, let's get right into it and start with the stats. So the stats for this coaster is 105 feet tall with a drop of 100 feet. The drop is at an angle of 95 degrees, which means it's beyond vertical, which is super cool. It gives you lots of airtime. The total track length is 4,450 feet of track. And through that, it goes through two inversions. The max speed is 70 miles per hour, which is achieved after the second launch, which takes you from 0 to 70 in 3 seconds. Alright, so now that the stats are done, let's talk about the theming for 1 second, and there's really not much theming at all. I think it's themed because it's in the frontier town. It's kind of themed to like this cowboy named Maverick or something like that. I'm not sure if he's an outlaw or anything. I don't really do much research when I come into these reviews. I just kind of go off of what I know. So the theming wasn't really that clear. There's like a cool sign, and you can kind of see like the western type queue line, but there's not really any decorations. It kind of just gives you like a old west type of vibe. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This coaster is not totally well themed, but it doesn't really have to be. It's still a really good ride experience. And with that, let's jump into the POV, where I will be breaking down all of the ride elements and saying, are they good, are they bad? Yeah, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so the ride starts off, if you're the second train to go out, then you kind of wait for the first train to go around, but you start off this super fast lift hill. I just call it a super fast lift hill, not a launch. Technically it does use launch technology, but yeah, I don't really call it a launch. From there you go into this giant, or not giant, but little drop, which is insane, especially if you're in the back seat. You get totally whipped around that drop. I mean, this drop is at a 95-degree angle, so it is beyond vertical, so it kind of goes in, which is super cool. But yeah, it gives you some insane airtime, and really from there you go into this big sweeping banked turn into another banked turn, kind of like Intimidator 305 style, like switches, which is pretty cool. From there you go into this big Airtime Hill, which actually gave me a lot of airtime. This whole ride, the few airtime moments that it has are actually really good. From there you go into this another banked turn into one of the two inversions. Both of them are 0G rolls. From there you go into another bank turn and into the second inversion. Like I said, another 0G roll. You go around and into the tunnel, and there's like cool flashing lights everywhere, which is really cool. You kind of slow down, and then you get launched out at 70 miles an hour in 3 seconds. You go up, you kind of hit some trims, which kind of sucks, but still gives you some decent airtime. Go down, big sweeping banked turn while these cool water cannons get pushed off, which is super awesome. You go into another slower transition into a super big overbanked turn right under the drop, which is super cool. From there you go into another overbanked turn, into an Airtime Hill, and into the final brake run. So that is the end of the POV. Yeah, for my overall thoughts on this coaster, I think it's number 3 in the park, which is kind of an unpopular opinion. Lots of people say it's number 2. but I personally think that Millennium Force is better. But it's still an insane coaster. I mean, having it number 3 at Cedar Point, if it was pretty much at any other park, it would be number 1, which is really, really awesome. Definitely Cedar Point. It's a really good coaster for Cedar Point because they don't really, other than this coaster, they don't really have any other like long launched coasters. They have Top Thrill Dragster, but that's super short and just kind of goes up and down. But this is really a long ride, which I really like. So yeah, this coaster is super awesome. I haven't actually ridden any other Intamin accelerators that I can think of, at least anything like Maverick, but really overall I'd give this coaster a 10 out of 10. I mean, this coaster is super awesome. Maverick is so insane. I can definitely see why people say that it's number 2 in the park. I think Millennium Force is just a tiny bit better, like I said. But this coaster is still awesome. The airtime on this definitely surprised me. I did not expect there to be airtime. The launch was super forceful, which I loved. And yeah, anyways, that's my thoughts on Maverick at Cedar Point. You can post your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I will be reading and probably responding to some of the comments if I get any. But anyways, But anyways, guys, I will see you all next time. Peace out.